Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a Black Widow movie review. And if the audio sounds bad, I apologize. My whole entire setup and everything has been covered up because we're having renovations done in the basement, so I had to tear that all down. So I'm actually using my phone, which I haven't used in almost a year, I would say, to record videos. But I figured we'd sit down and talk about Black Widow and talk about the sets that we got and just my thoughts about it and what they maybe could have done differently for the actual sets that we got. And I guess I say sets in plural since the Comic-Con one was available for you to actually purchase, but again, only if you lived in America or had someone in the US to send it to you, like I was fortunate enough to. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk about this. So spoilers for Black Widow if you haven't seen it yet. I'm not even going to bother talking about non-spoilers. Just jump into things. So here we go. I thought that it was just pointless. Like, I think personally I could have gone without seeing this movie and it wouldn't really change anything, really. I think the way that I'm kind of filing it in my mind is they tried to be like Rogue One, but it just wasn't as epic, or there wasn't a Vader moment, if that makes any sense. Like, they try to lead you right up to Infinity War, but I just don't care. Like, I just didn't care. Like, we know her ending. It's so difficult. This movie should have taken place years ago, and it's not necessarily a fault of this movie, but if it had come out years ago and we did know she dies in Endgame, it would have just been that much more impactful, I think. And even just release this last year. Like, I don't know why you kept delaying it. It's very confusing to me. I think that it definitely could have benefited from just releasing, like having the premiere access, which is fine. Like, it saves me money because, you know, $16.99 times 3 people in my house, that's more than $35 that I'm paying. So it was cheaper this way. But anyways, back to the movie itself. I thought that some of the characters were fun. I really like Yelena, and as well as Red Guardian. They were really great, and I think that the banter and that they had with each other was just really great, like all around the four, I guess, the family, I would say. The de-aging at the beginning was fantastic, but honestly, that start was one of the slowest starts to any movie I can think of for Marvel. It could probably be the slowest one. It just went on for so long, and I think that it could have been a flashback or something. I just think that it's just the longest intro. There's no way that there's another movie. Maybe there's one of the Avengers movies that before the title card comes up, but man, that took way too long to get started. And then even when it did get started, it was off to the races. It was great. And then it just slowed down. It just came to a screeching halt. I'm sorry if, again, this is just my personal opinion. If you love the movie, that's what matters. But for me, it felt really slow. And for a spy movie and this big action, sort of heavy combat hero, I just felt like it fell really flat on its face. I can't really point to anything that really wowed me too much. We saw for like a split second that Taskmaster was studying like Hawkeye and Black Panther's fight from Civil War from above, so that was kind of neat. But besides that, like, even just going more into Taskmaster, I think would have been really cool. And, you know, if you really do care about these movies, you'll pick up on certain things like the claws from Black Panther or the throwing the shields and even some of the poses and things like that. That was pretty cool. I really did like Taskmaster, and I did see that twist coming the minute that they said Dreykov's daughter. Like, I knew. I put it together then that it was just so obvious because, well, who else is it going to be other than, I was thinking maybe a robot or something, but I'm like, they wouldn't, I hope that they wouldn't do that. But you're just like pointing at all the characters like, okay, everyone's not here except for this one person that supposedly died. And I will say, though, that was really cool to see because we got that mention all the way back from Avengers.
Dreykov's daughter.
When Loki's riling her up and saying all these things, your ledger is dripping red. I really loved seeing that connection to this. I thought that was really cool that we got to see Dreykov and his daughter. I thought that was really neat. Budapest, though, like, what the heck? Like, really? That's the flashback? We get nothing? We get holes in a wall as the reference to Hawkeye? I really was disappointed by that. If I wanted to see any flashback, it's that, not a 10-minute long thing with them when they're kids. I don't know, but I will say it was pretty cool to see, like, the de-aging there on Hopper was fantastic. On David Harbour was amazing. Really, really great. I thought that it was honestly one of the most seamless, like when you got up close when he was driving the car, whatever, that was really, really cool. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. I think that it needed someone more than General Ross to tie it together. Like, I think we did need to see Hawkeye. I think we did need to see something else with substance than what was done here, because it is taking place during a time when we're supposed to be interested in all that stuff. I don't know. It's difficult going back and doing movies like that. Like, I think that even with like Captain Marvel, that was something that it kind of failed at, was telling the story about, like, well, where have they been? And even here it's like, well, where did these guys go? What happened to the Black Widows? Did they all just snap out of existence? And I guess that's why she sacrificed herself. There's not really a clear really reason or a response to that. And even like in Endgame, she says the line about not having anyone.
I used to have nothing.
You found it here. She says in this movie she's got two families. So it's hard when you go back to these things. Like, there's so many messy things with the Tesseract, and even just calling Captain Marvel from Captain Marvel. It's so difficult when you go back and do these things. So anyways, talking about the sets itself, I thought that I was really disappointed that the Comic-Con set was more accurate to the movie than the actual set. Like, that helicopter, that color, the one with the two, I never saw it, never happened. I really was disappointed by that. And I think that even the fact that Red Guardian now is probably going to be so many people's favorite character coming out of this movie, and the only way to get your hands on that figure is via eBay or Bricklink, because they had him be included in the Comic-Con set that then moved to online for the US only. So that is crazy to me. That's so disappointing. And we never got the helmet either. I just don't get it. I think that's crazy. But yeah, that truck was actually really cool. Like, I was just like watching that. I'm like, that's actually really neat how it's just like driving over all the cars, and the truck in the Comic-Con set can actually do that with the wheels going over these different like bumps and rocks and things like that. So I thought that was really cool. And I think that even getting the white suit was much cooler than actually getting the black one, just because we've gotten so many already in the past. So I thought that was really neat. Again, it's just difficult because this movie just should have come out years ago. Like, it just should have been out in like phase 2 or phase 3. You didn't have to set it after Civil War. It just is, she's such an important character, and she's dead now, and it's just hard to find the motivation. Oh, post-credit scene. Again, tying it to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Cool to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus here. And that she's been hired as well. So that's neat that she's going around. So she's got two people, John Walker and Yelena now. So that's cool, I guess. Who knows what's going to happen? That is, I guess we're forming the Dark Avengers there. We've got a Black Widow and we've got a Captain America. So who knows? Maybe she'll pop up in Hawkeye or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. But I think that, yeah, interesting post-credit scene, I guess. I was kind of hoping for something else, but again, I don't see what the delay was with this movie because of that. But anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think could have been a set? I really am interested to hear. What do you think of the figures and things that we've gotten for this? But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.